Training hard is where most beginners focus when they first start gaining muscle. But what if I told you that your diet, if not good, can be costing you up to 50% of your gains? So let's fix this by first finding your maintenance calories. There's a couple of ways to go about this, but the easiest thing you can do is take your body weight in pounds and just times it by 15. That is somewhere around your maintenance calories. There's more advanced ways to do this, of course, and they will be far more accurate. So another way is just to search up like maintenance calorie calculator. This might be a little bit more accurate than timesing it by 15. If you don't want to search it up, I'll also have my calorie calculator in the description. And the last way, and probably the most accurate way to go about this, is simply to track your calories for the week and then just divide by 7. This is going to be your true maintenance. So if I ever want to figure out someone's real maintenance calories, this is exactly what I do. Or if I want to see how my metabolism adapted and check my real maintenance calories at the moment, this is what I would do. Of course, when you do this method, you have to make sure your weight doesn't go up or down. You just kind of eat what you regularly eat and then you should get the number. This number should be anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 calories, and all this shows you is the amount of calories you need to eat to sustain your current weight. So what do we do with this? Now that we have this, we need to go into a calorie surplus. We're going to take this number. Let's say it's 2,500 calories. If I want to put on muscle, I'm going to have to eat in a surplus. This means more than how many calories I'm currently eating, more than my maintenance. So if I'm eating 2,500, I bring it up by 250 to 500. So anywhere from 2,750 to 3,000 calories. I would typically start on the lower end if you're more of a chubbier person like I am, but if you find it very difficult to eat, then I would recommend to just straight up going for the 500 right away. And how do you know that you're eating in a surplus? So there's a couple of ways of going about this. You can either one, just start tracking your calories, which is what I do. This is what I would recommend, but it is hard to get into. It's a bit of a hassle, and if you don't like the numbers, if you don't like the data, it can be a big pain in the ass to always be tracking calories. Another way you could do this is just track your calories for one day. You figure out roughly how many calories what food has, how many calories are in each one of your meals, and then mentally just take kind of like a screenshot of what these meals should look like and eat based off of that. The last way is just to focus on eating a little bit more. Like for the most part, if you're eating and you're not gaining weight, that means you're just eating at maintenance. So once again, take like a mental picture of what the food you're eating is. Just look throughout your diet, be like, okay, if I'm eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, how about I add a snack before going to bed? That's like 500 calories. I'll add like 2 peanut butter sandwiches or something along those lines, and that should equal somewhere around 500 calories, and thus you're in a 500 calorie surplus. This is by far the easiest way to go about this, but it's probably the least accurate way to go about this. So for people that are lazy and just don't want to go through all the hard work and still get some of the results, you can definitely go for this option. The next thing we must cover is your protein intake. You need to be getting 1 gram per pound of body weight. Maybe I overstate this. You don't need to be getting it, but up until 1 gram per pound of body weight in protein, there is a linear correlation with how much muscle you build, which means if you eat half a gram per pound, you're going to reduce the muscle gain by 50%. So to maximize this, eat 1 gram per pound of body weight. And there's recent studies now showing that upwards of 1.3 to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight may be the optimal cutoff point for protein intake. And the way that I like to think about this is it's just better to accidentally eat more protein than it is to accidentally undereat protein. Like I would rather get 1.2 grams than get like 0.8 grams because I need that 20% muscle growth. I need those gains. I don't want to be working my ass off in the gym just to have my results messed up from something as simple as not eating enough protein. Because you know, in the gym, it's difficult. It's hard to work out. It's actually painful. And if you can just change something within your diet, which doesn't even require much effort and sacrifice, then I'll take that any day of the week. Because if I'm going hard in the gym, I might as well make sure that my diet backfills all of my requirements for muscle growth. So what's more important, protein or calories? This is a question I've had from a couple of people, and specifically my younger brother who's on his own muscle growth journey. And you know, just like downstream, I'm coaching him because who else is going to coach him? But yeah, he's asked me this question. A bunch of other people have asked me this question. And what I can tell you is ideally you should be getting both. But if you need to focus on one as a beginner, you should focus on protein over calories. Because when you're going through that noob gain phase where your muscle growth exponentially rises, you can eat not enough calories and you can still grow muscle. But anything past the first year of lifting, I would recommend that you focus more on calories. And if you're an intermediate, this shouldn't even be a question. Like as an intermediate lifter, you know, 1 to 2 to 3 years in the gym, you should already have everything on lockdown. Your diet should be fine. So for the most part, you shouldn't even be asking this question. And if you are an intermediate lifter and you don't have your diet in check, fucking shame on you, bro. But you know, once again, if you want to focus on one as a beginner, focus on protein. As an intermediate, focus on more calories. If you want to 10x your results, press the first link in the description and join our free Skool group. I recently made a fat loss masterclass course, which most people would charge you hundreds of dollars for, but I'm giving it away completely for free. I'm soon going to make all of this paid. So if you join now as an early adopter's gift, you're going to get free lifetime access to this entire community. If I give you anything of value within this video, please consider subscribing and don't forget to stay savvy with your diet.